right, there's chat. Uh, if anybody can hear me, I have no idea this is working. There should be an image on the screen. I don't see it, but go ahead and pop something in chat if you think this is actually live. Testing if anybody can hear me talking. Great, thank you. I don't know why the image is showing. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever done this. I ran through it today. Um, I didn't want to mess around with getting a video and stuff set up, so I actually had an image that I was using, but I don't see it. So, but at least you can hear me. So I guess it'll get better the next time. So they snubbed Caitlin for Rookie of the Month, so we'll see we'll see what happens here. But I have to believe she got enough votes that it only the fandom's going to matter. That would be my thought. Um, I got to say, I'm really interested to see how it goes with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark playing together. I think that's going to be fascinating after everything else that's been going on. Um, wow, so we have 51 viewers, which I think is record viewership for the WNBA before Caitlin Clark came along. Um, that was mean. But hey, has anyone? I have not. I'm going to go to all of you beautiful people. Has anyone heard who might actually be starting tonight? There are rumors that this lineup might change for the Indiana Fever, whether it's Katie Lou or Erica Wheeler getting the nod. Those are a couple of the rumors that I've heard. So, unfortunately, one thing I wanted to talk about since people are here that I think is kind of interesting is the limit for this team. I think they've got a great shot at the playoffs, maybe even a top six. I think they're probably about four, maybe five teams that are just too skilled and athletic for them this season. Wheeler is starting, huh? In place of Wallace, I assume. Yeah, I don't really like that either because that means you have Wheeler and Mitchell out there with Clark, which is has yet to be good this season. So they're going to drag this thing out, aren't they? WNBA countdown. Come on, just put it on there. We all just want to know. That's tricky, but yeah. See, that's what I had heard Katie Lou too. Because I saw a clip where she was working with the starters in a practice. Katie Lou makes more sense to me. Oh, Mitchell might. Somebody said Mitchell might not start. Okay, well that makes more sense if Wheeler's starting. I don't like the idea because I've yet to see it work of Wheeler, Mitchell, and Caitlin Clark out there. The one thing that I've seen, I guess the last couple of games that I'm going to give Side some credit for is Wheeler has played better and she has sat Mitchell longer because of that. But then you saw last game what I think, yeah, too small is a problem as well. Um, I'll get to that because that's interesting because there's a good and bad of that. But Mitchell to me last game in that third quarter, she showed, and I think I mentioned this in one of the videos, that she has that type of offensive game that doesn't always blend well with the team. But if you need instant offense off the bench, she is that kind of player, because if she is shooting well, she can light you up and score a lot of points quickly, and that can completely change the game. And I think you saw that in the third quarter last game, because she didn't play much of at all in the second quarter. And then of course you add her with Caitlin Clark, and she's going to get open looks if she starts reading that better. But yeah, I agree. Wheeler's played. Hey, look, that's what I keep saying. I'm Everybody has opinions, and we'll all have different opinions, but I'm going to try and be objective about it as I can. And I'm not a fan of Wheeler as a player, but she has played much better the last couple of games. She's played much better the last couple of games. Mitch, I caught, or is that Mitch Andrea? That's confusing to me. Is that Andrea? Anyway, maybe it's Mitch. But yeah, that would be interesting, right? That's probably someone go a deep dive. I wonder if that's can be found anywhere. First time an All Star player has played with two players who've committed flagrant fouls against them. Yeah, that'll be another dynamic with if Kennedy's on the team. And to that point, and I will give again, I try and give credit where credit's due. The second game when they played, when another player got started to try and get into it with Caitlin Clark, and Carter could have been part of that, and she completely stayed out of it. She kept Caitlin from falling, didn't say a word. I'll give her credit. And Wallace as well. I've been hard on Wallace, but I have nothing against her. I just don't think she's that good. But I've seen twice now where she has stepped in between Caitlin Clark and a player on the opposing team. So I haven't seen that from anybody else. So I'm going to give her credit for that. So maybe keep her on the team just for that. 100%, Colin. That's the big problem with Wheeler is I think if they're running, I think if they're running, it's okay when she's on the court, because now she's starting to give up the ball more in transition, and she'll find Clark. In the half court offense, Wheeler and Mitchell, to probably a little lesser degree, are still a problem, because it shuts down when they get the ball, because they just dribble around. That's what we're waiting to see, Charlie. She can't. I'm thinking she can't, just because she's got to be one of the top vote getters. And my understanding, and I think this is why they added the Olympic players in there, which made no sense because it gets confusing. It is the top 10 vote getters, but the Olympic players come out of that. So if there are 5 on the Olympic roster, then it's only the top 5 vote getters that are automatic. So by having the Olympic players in there, what this does is it allows the what is it the coaches and I guess media, or maybe the players, that have more say than they should. And yeah, I agree with limiting Mitchell. That's why I said she can be instant offense. I mean, she really can. And to one thing I think Jonathan said a while back about the smaller lineup, yeah, I go back and forth on that, because the advantage of that at times is spacing the floor, 3-point shooting, and run, run, run. And this is a better team when they run. That being said, Boston's running a lot better than she used to be. Melissa Smith can run, and we know Temmie can run. I mean, she runs like a guard. Yes, I actually thought about him. My dad loved watching him come off the bench. Um, Microwave, Vinnie Johnson of the Detroit Pistons. Same type of thing. But yeah, because they're just, for me, is this, oh, that's Team USA. I thought that, oh man, I thought they were showing it to us. Yeah, we know Team USA. 4 of those players are on the Las Vegas Lakers. How come 7 of the 12 are on 2 teams? Here we go. Is this? Am I looking at it here? I don't see Kennedy Carter. I don't see Cardoso either. So forget the whole rookie thing. Oh, Mitchell made it. Wow. All right. Clark, Gray, McBride, Mitchell. I'm not even going to say Enrique's last name. Okay, so I think I mean objectively I think it would be Arike and Caitlin Clark starting in the backcourt, but I have no idea what they're gonna do. Right? I mean, who knows what they're gonna end up doing? But actually, that would be a great backcourt. Yeah, I don't know if I don't know how they're. I guess the coach will pick the starter. I don't think they're gonna do it by votes. But which lineup, Jonathan? Which lineup can't rebound? Yeah, I was surprised Kelsey made it. Yeah, sorry the screen is blank. It's not on my thing. I had it set up to have other stuff, but I don't know. I'll 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 try and figure that out before next time. But I think it's two Fever players that I saw. So Mitchell, no, I'm sorry, three, right? Three? Yeah, because obviously Boston's on there. But I was surprised Kelsey Mitchell made. I mean, I know she was up there in the voting, but I didn't think she'd be automatic. But that would mean that she was chosen by coaches and so forth. So you know what? They don't rebound well anyway. I got to tell you, I don't think they're here. I don't think they're rebounding. Yeah, so we've got three from Indiana, right? So I got to say, if they play together, like if they actually go out to win, put nonsense aside, they go out to win, the coaches to win. That lineup can play with the Olympic team. I I mean, some of the Griner's on the team because she's 6'9". I mean, that's it. Like, and Diana's on it because they wanted to put her on the sixth Olympic team and didn't want to put Caitlin Clark on the team. So yes, Jones and Reese can rebound. I keep saying that for everyone, all the people that get crazy in the comments about how much I hate Angel Reese. I'm not impressed with her as a person, but she's young. That can change. But she can rebound. She can rebound. Unfortunately, I think too many of those rebounds are her own missed layups. But but she can rebound. That is true. I was actually because I didn't realize it at first. Someone shared it with me. I was actually surprised that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese's defensive rebounds were so close. I think it was what 6.6 versus 5.2. One's a 6'3" interior player with size, and the other's a 6 foot guard that everyone says can't handle the physicality of the WNBA. But yes, I it's a step. But the 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 issue with me and probably for all of you with the All Star team is like, yeah, okay, she made it, but she had to have been one of the top five that was automatic by the fans because if she wasn't, I don't know, would she be here? We just all saw she did not get Rookie of the Month for June, and that's ridiculous. Someone just said, Sharon says Katie is starting. Katie's starting tonight, so in place of Wallace, right? I would think if Katie start, I can see Wheeler in place of Mitchell, but I would think Katie would be in place of Wallace, which is perfectly fine. You've got to Jonathan's point now you have more size, but Katie Lou can also still run and she can shoot the three. So you still get those aspects of a running team with the 3 point shot and a little more size for defense. She might be out there to body up Asia Wilson and not worry about picking up fouls too. That may be one of those defend by committee and don't worry about picking up fouls because we'll just run through some bodies. But the problem is though when you play a team not only with an athletic big like that, but with an athletic backcourt, the Indiana Fever struggle with the. I mean, they are not a good defensive backcourt no matter who is in there. I mean, none of them are really all that good. Yes, Angel did make it. I think Cardoso would have made it if she hadn't been hurt. She's only played like what 10 or 11 games, something like that. Yeah, I look. I don't think she'll get MVP, but doing such a deep dive into everything she's been doing and looking at the rest of the league, I thought, wow, I got at least because I was gonna do an update on how she's been doing anyway for all the people that are like, oh, turnovers, oh, she can only shoot the three, oh, she can't create her own shot, and all that other nonsense. I'm looking more and more at all these numbers and the way she plays from all these different angles, and I'm like, I don't think she's gonna win, but I think she has to be in the conversation. If you're talking top five, top 10 for MVP, she has to be in that conversation. I mean, who else is? Everyone's going to say Asia Wilson, right? Okay, who else? Arike maybe, but you know what? All those points she's scoring, she's on a worse team than Caitlin Clark. And as I've done before, she's shooting terribly. I did a deep dive with Caitlin against all the Olympic guards plus Arike, and Caitlin's stats are better than all of them. You mean Jones? Jones made it, right? Yes, Jones made it. If that's who you're talking about for JJ. Wheeler, Katie Lou, Boston, Cece, and Alyssa, huh? Oh wow, so wait, two changes. Or are you guessing? Is Jonathan guessing or is that the actual lineup? But but yeah, I mean this is a different Vegas team too. This is going to be interesting with Chelsea. Chelsea Gray came right back and is playing well. I mean, I gotta say I'm impressed with Chelsea Gray coming back off an injury like that. Hasn't played since October, and they are man. They're playing. I mean, I think people forget because of the start they had that this team's two-time defending champs and they were 34-6 last year. So that's this I think as good as the last game was and it was huge for them to get a win against a team with a winning record for the first time this season, but you know what? I'm not sure they did it last season. I really am not sure. I don't believe they actually did. So that was huge, but this is also going to be I'm waiting for my next video when I get all the crazy comments if they get blown out tonight. But this is a reality check for them. I think you've got the Liberty, you've got Connecticut, you've got Seattle, you've got Vegas, and possibly Minnesota. And then I think that's where the separation is. I think Indiana can be the best of the rest of those teams. I think they can play with those teams, but if they played just those teams, their record wouldn't look so good. But again, you never know. I mean, they got blown out by Connecticut last time, which kind of I think makes us all forget that the first time they played us, they lost by two, and they had a chance to tie the game at the end. Yeah, the Aces can, but again, don't forget that's what I was just saying. Chelsea Gray, they're 4-0 since Chelsea Gray came back. She makes a huge difference for that team. But I'm just glad they put it up on the screen long enough because no offense to all the other great women out there, but I don't want to listen to the ones that are talking. But yeah, I mean, for me, I'm glad she made it. My thought is that's actually a solid team. I think that if they decide they want to play and want to make a statement and try and win, that should actually be a fun game to watch. I think I think the ratings for that All Star game are going to be absolutely huge. Um, and this is where I will give Angel Reese a, some props because what she's tried to create with Caitlin Clark is going to add to the All-Star game because people are going to want to see how that works with the two of them absolutely being over the same team. Yeah, I would agree. Kennedy Carter, for me, I think Mitchell is in because of Caitlin Clark. I think Kennedy Clark Carter is would be a better choice. I mean, I hate to say that, I because you know I don't think she should be in the league. She's been kicked off 3 teams, but you know what, Catherine? Hey, does anyone know? I can't believe I don't know. That's a great question. But going through all this other stuff and the crazy, I have not seen who the head coach is. Usually, I know in like the NBA and stuff, they do like the two head coaches from the conferences with the best record last year and stuff like that. But I did, you know what, Jonathan? I saw you pop that in there, and then I was looking at the screen because the All Star roster came back up, and I missed it. But I'll put it in the comments sometimes. I swear I had it correct one time, but I know last video I think I butchered it. No, no, the one who hates Cece, that is the coach of the Olympic team. If we're talking about the same person, the coach of the Minnesota Lynx can't stand Caitlin Clark. She's jealous. She had put some tweets up early in the season, about the Fever being on TV and the Lynx weren't and all that non stuff. And then she actually went private with her Twitter account for a while until someone convinced her that was a bad look for the head coach of a professional team. But no, Kennedy Carter did not make it. I was actually surprised because I thought that would be one that even without the fan votes that she would actually get in. From I still don't have it memorized. The coaches and the media and the players or however it is. But yeah, the Fever have that benefit as well, and having an easier schedule um, coming up. I mean, this is actually part of it, I guess. But this is what this is the final game of a 5 game road trip, I believe. So getting that win in Phoenix was absolutely huge. Oh wait, wow, Seattle and New York both they have both those teams back to back. Yeah, think I don't think the Sky will make the playoffs. I th- I think it'll be Atlanta before Chicago. But that's also assuming that the Fever make it. But I'm thinking between if you're looking at Fever, Atlanta, and Chicago, and those together, but they're only 2 spots. I think the Fever and Atlanta get it, and Chicago doesn't. I just don't know. I mean, who is it? I think Williams for Chicago's hurt, if I'm not mistaken. Um, I think I think having Angel Reese and playing the way she's playing actually. I know some people are gonna say I'm hating on Angel Reese, but I think it actually is kind of a net negative because I think it takes away a little bit from what Cardoso can do on the court. I think she's kind of more of a forgotten player because of the rebounds Angel Reese gets and how much the media wants so badly for her to be a superstar. And a lot of people are forgetting because she was hurt earlier that Cardoso was the one that was the number 3 pick. Right? She's so that's but hey, if you're a Fever fan, that's fine, right? Fry. Oh, all right. The game's about to pop on already. All right, cool. I will let everybody go. I don't want to babble on during the game. Maybe we'll do a maybe we'll do a game sometime. We got okay. Really, we got to have Google on the countdown clock now. Really? Oh well. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I really like Cardoso as a player and just her style and what they're trying to do with Angel Reese. I think it takes away from a lot of the positive things Cardoso can do on the court. And I got to say, I was actually surprised that she didn't make the. I mean, I shouldn't say surprised in that she obviously missed a lot of games with injury earlier, so I get that, I guess. But she's a good player. I don't know how much time they get, Mandy. It might be a little different because of this year with an Olympic break. I mean, they might get like a walkthrough practice the day before or the day of the game, but I mean, I'll say this: one thing that I'm looking forward to see, and I think you may get it more because of the way they're doing it with the Olympic team. But I just hope the women go out to win this game because if anybody's watched the men, what the All Star games devolved to in the NBA the last few years is a joke. I mean, it's you might as well just make it a shoot around. Anyway, I'm gonna let y'all get to the game because we only got about 4 minutes left. I appreciate. I mean, I gotta tell you, I was hoping we'd get like 7 or 8 viewers, and I can make a joke that that was record-breaking attendance compared to what the WNBA gets. But we actually got over 100, 115 now. I think it topped out around 119 or something, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, hopefully it was a little more entertaining than what was on the screen for you and figuring out the All Star team. I was glad Caitlin Clark actually made it. Well, I hope I know how to turn this thing off so I'm not like live streaming all night. But yeah, thanks a lot for checking this out, everyone. I will do a post game again for this as I always do. I don't know if it'll be tonight because I'm on the East Coast, so this one's a little late for me, but we'll see. If I'm wound up, I might do it after the game. But all right, I'm gonna leave it there. I know there's a blank screen. Apologies for that, but I'm surprised I was able to actually live stream, so I'll have to figure out why that's not working because in my software the picture is there. But yeah, thanks so much for checking this out, everyone, and I will enjoy watching the game. And I'll talk to everyone later. All right, see you.